welcome back. I'm using something else right now. I'm gonna test this out. Okay, I'll keep it on as long as I keep it on here, but let's go. So, I'm gonna show off my contraption on making special swords. Now, as you can see, here's my redstone world, and this is the world. It looks very... Now, I would say to point out the most common blocks, other than the sandstone, is command blocks, I have to say. I have command blocks. So two of them. Okay, wait. So two of them here. Two of them are running right now. This one is for the wooden sword here, and this one is for the golden sword. This golden sword one is different, and right now I have the scoreboard on for the wooden sword. So, sure these things can do. So if I go hit this magma cube, this is really nothing. It doesn't really do anything. As you can see, it goes down back to 0. And W damage. It's supposed to mean the amount of hits I do with like a wooden sword. So. Of course, we gotta do with something that goes fast, like a cow. So, of course, I punch a cow. Whoops. So, if I punch a cow, of course, a cow goes crazy, right? So, if I hit her with the golden sword, shocks and all lightning, and roasts the beef. And the beef burns with the fire. It's bad. So, hit the cow with this sword. As you can see, it makes him slow, poisons him. Well, he actually withers him, actually, but you get the same point. You get the point. So, I think that's really cool. So, I'm wonder if I can, hit TNT, that'd be funny. No, I can't. It's scoreboards. It's a pretty complicated scoreboard system. Wait, did I just say pretty complicated? Wait, I'm awesome. So, I'm gonna show it to you. So, this works basically on the same principle, except this one has, since the wooden sword one gives the poison. Oh shit. The poison, slowness, and weakness, it requires this, instead of the golden sword tries it. So of course if I do type that scoreboard, there's a list, and it'll show me it'll show me W damage, light, it'll show me damage, W damage, light, and so light and cribble, they're both dummy types, and they're just used for like as placeholders in case if I need to change it. So yeah. Both of them work on the same principle, and the command block of the chain of 3 command blocks basically works like the same way all the time. So of course there's also W damage and damage, which this one is displayed as this type set to use Minecraft.useitems.minecraft.golden sword, which is just hit a mob with a golden sword, and it can't be in any entity because I tried it on that thing. As you can see, there's so many random stuff. And there is also W damage, which is we use Minecraft wooden sword. So I use a Minecraft dot thing. You can use the item ID, but the item ID is faster, but you gotta know the item ID. So if I'm using like diamond sword, then I would use the item ID because I know the diamond sword item ID, which is 276. There we go. So yeah, and what this does is it starts both of these command block chains start with a test block command, so it just doesn't run the command a whole load of times. Because if I have it run like 4,000 times in 1 second, that'd be just dumb. Well, it doesn't really matter, but in the case of the potion effect one, it wouldn't matter that much. But really, it just so the command runs once, and then the scoreboard layer here. So whenever we do it, it will. I was gonna say that this is a command, but no, it's not. So it executes on people, and this is for the golden sword one, so it uses damage. So this is literally the first part is just for only activates on people with a score of damage with a minimum 1, and then execute right on them. So and then the command is scoreboard players, and then add. So you add a light score of 1. Now I couldn't just run the execute command. Like I couldn't have run the command right on the player because whenever I tried that, I had to run an execute command on a player, and the game mistook the execute command as I accidentally typed 2 execute command in 1 command block and did not run. So I think that's what happened. So I had to do this, and basically it kind of tags every single entity within the radius of 5 that is not a player. This exclamation mark here, it means not. If you ever programmed, you probably know what that is. And it adds on to all entities, and just say that's an E, not a P, not an A, I mean. So it's an E, and it adds a light score of 1, and then it just clears now it just clears the scoreboard players, just changes everybody with the score. it just kind of sets the score back to 0, so it doesn't screw up and keep activating over and over again. So, whoa. Okay, so, of course, so let's actually go try something. So, I'm right over here, the golden sword thing. As you can see, scoreboard, objectives, set displays, IR damage. So there's my damage score. That's for golden sword. As you can see, if I get, no, like how in here, hit the sword here, triggers this command block, which triggers that, which sets my score back to 0, flashing to 1 for a moment. Let's do this again, and you'll see this side of the comparator turn on. And this, basically, it's a different part, but they're not triggered, not cross events where, like, they trigger from each other. They're triggered by each other. They're triggered by their own command. They're triggered by themselves, so they're not like, so not like this one, like the one over the command block chain over here. It just gives a light score, and this is just everything with a score of light. Now a score like of 1. Now here's the funny thing: if you want to just have some fun, I can go ahead and score for scoreboard objectives. I'm gonna start smiting people here. Add light. Not scoreboard. Oh my scoreboard players. Add E light 1. It's what it does. That's funny. So that's kind of a funny thing, side effect of it. But so this just executes on everything that has a score of light, a light score minimum of 1. It activates on all the entities. But since that command block chain prevented from players from getting a light score, this wouldn't activate on players. And it's just a radius of 5, because if I did it like a radius of 1, and there's a mob right over here, if I hit it, it's not going to shock it, but in a radius of 5, because a sword deals knockback, and it doesn't trigger. It's not like 10 million triggers a second, so yeah. Now, see, it just summons a lightning bolt on them, that's it, and then it just clears the score. This one is really similar. So this one literally just the same thing, except this with W damage, and it adds a cripple score instead of a thing, and then sets it back. I put the repeater here because I realized the converter didn't work for it, so that's why. And as you can see, there's 3 command blocks here. This is and oh yeah, keep in mind. So you can use the execute command block structure I've used right over here. So basically, if you're using /summon or /block or whatever, just you gotta do this. So you gotta execute, like put all this, and then put the command afterward without the slash. You gotta do that. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And this one for the comparator, just put a comparator and put this here. This command is all the same. Just change the scoreboard numbers. Change the scoreboard if you want to do multiple hits. You can do different scoreboard numbers. So of course, I'm changing another contraption right now. This is my kill streak contraption kind of thing. So basically, this is just really simple. This is just number 1. So as you can see, this effect you don't need to use the execute, because effect lets you activate it on entities. And it's the same thing with execute, except I'm not using execute to carry out the command. I'm using the effect command itself, built-in player entity thingy, whatever, to activate the command. And I only have it on slowness, because I realized if I put them all into one chain, it wouldn't work. So this one is for the slowness, as I said earlier. And if not, I use effect. This is the number ID, the ID of the effect. This is the amount of seconds it lasts. Oh yeah, if you put like it does change to game ticks. If you use an effect like saturation, you will change it to game tick. So just try not. If you just put 1 there, it'll last for 1 game tick, which is obvious. And that's the difference. And of course, the amplifier, you might think it's a slowness 3, right? No, it's slowness 4. For some reason, if I put 0 there, it'll be slowness 1. It kind of doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It's how Minecraft works. And here it just sets the score to 0. But I'm just saying that since there's no repeaters in this set, all the command blocks are going to trigger at one time, at once. So this is they're not triggered at once. So I only need really 1 of them there. And this is the same thing, except with weakness. That's 18 is weakness. It's kind of confusing, considering that 1 is speed, 2 is slowness, 3 is haste, 4 is mighty fatigue, 5 is strength, and 6 is health for some reason. 7 is damage, I think. And this is just a wither one. I was going to say, I said poison, but it's actually wither. Because as you can see here, the wither kills a cow. Yeah, I see her. And of course I've mobbed it off. So let's build it. Let's build it. Yeah, so the negative given short of multiple forms. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and grab all the materials I need. So I need a redstone, torch, comparator, and redstone. I'm actually probably gonna build something here, and I need a redstone repeater. There we go. And then we're gonna build one over on. So we're gonna build maybe let's do one more. So let's build the lightning one. So this is the lightning one, right? So of course we're gonna build the lightning version. So I'm gonna go ahead and control middle click. You need an anvil. So of course I'm gonna go ahead and grab an anvil and do this. Watch. So I'm actually just gonna take this, control A, control C, go ahead and get something else. So grab this command block. We'll grab it. And then, I think it's control middle click, right? Yeah, control middle click work. So, of course, what that does, if it says supposed to be T, then control middle click. What the? Huh? What it'll do is that it'll essentially just, it'll essentially just kind of copy everything that's in the command block. So if I place the command block down, it'll just copy everything. Which I think is really nifty. I really like that thing. I wonder who came up with that idea, Mojang, was a genius. It's like one day it's like, oh my god, guys, we should make it so that you can control middle click command blocks in Minecraft 1.8, so that you can like, yeah, so whatever. So execute light. Let's call this execute light. Now, it's obvious, really obvious. This did take a few tries, and you gotta do this. This is for anything. You can summon set block and clone. And yeah, I think that's it. Is there and place? I think it's fill. It's not fill. Those are all rely on the same plot thing. Is that just that effect is a little bit different. So just sets damage, score 0. That's it. I'm on scoreboard. Scoreboard 0. I want scoreboard 0. Okay, I'm gonna write scoreboard 0 because it's basically I'm typing the command. The command says score or reset. I'm type reset here. Just name it reset so I know which one I'm running. So as you can see here, I can name it. I can use it. What the heck? Go reset. Yeah, there we go. I only have these ones. And oh yeah, it also changed a little bit. It also now shows the oh shiz. This one is the yeah, shiz. This one is scoreboard reset. So scoreboard reset slash scoreboard reset, and then I'm gonna write damage. Scoreboard reset damage. This is obvious. This is just kind of just the name of the command. Make sure. It's kind of hard to do the middle click part without messing up your things. So of course I'm gonna have to do this. This is obvious. Slash execute score light. I'm just naming these command blocks. I know exactly which each of these things do. Go ahead and name this one. This one is going to be the first one. This is going to be scoreboard reset damage. This is going to be called scoreboard reset light. So I'm doing this because it's easier. So scoreboard reset light. I want to just control middle click all of this into a chest, like control middle click. That'd be so cool. So of course I need to grab it. This is slash execute lightning bolt. So there we go. Now these ones are simple. You got these, and this is how you build it. So step number 1, build a redstone clock. I had the most success with all my contraptions with this double redstone clock. This, by the way, works with dispensers, and so you enable it. And then you build 2 branches. If you have more than one thing, build more than 2 branches. That's literally. And if you're using such clone, you can build say you want to encase them in, say your thing encases a mob in like glass or something like that. You can do this and clone it onto them. Oh yeah, by the way, just saying, if you clone this block of glass onto them, and you clone it, say right now my coordinates, I don't even know what my coordinates are, so it times that 0. And clear one. So there you go. You can actually do this, and if you clone this onto the coordinates, like right over here of the glass here, it's gonna clone it to right over here. So just make sure you can put your clone build your clone structure, whatever you want, maybe in glass cage and maybe like an arrow, whatever. But that's really basic. So whoa, where my other command block go? So, of course, control middle click my block now. Great. That's where you probably build your. So step number 2, enable. Step number 2, put your test for command for whatever score you want to put in there. Put it on whichever branch you want. I usually put it on this branch. And then you only need one test for command. So then I put a redstone comparator. So if the test for command works, do it only if it works. If we put a repeater, it's gonna activate every single time. So don't do it. Put a converter forward. I don't know if enabling this actually does anything to the contraption, but nothing. So this is for executing to add the score. So add the score to like the mobs and stuff. If you want it to affect the player too, you don't have to put the type equal player. If you only want to affect the player, then sure. If using effect, actually, yeah, you're just adding the score to the mobs and stuff like that. I have the most success with the radius of 5. It's the most realistic, but there are problems when if I can get. So say I have like a whole buttload of like chickens or something like that. Chickens. Let's go with chickens because chickens get 1 kill. So that's it. That's really it. Just replace the score, and then you can do reset damage. So this is literally just a reset. So type exactly what I type. Scoreboard players set. You can do it at A or at P if you want here, and then for here. Do whichever score you want, and for here, do the exact same thing, and set it to 0, so the contraction doesn't glitch up. Oh yeah, just saying, if you hit the mobs too quickly, it will cause an overload. Saying, I'll tell you about it later. So this is just executing. So the command block over there, whatever score was added to the mobs, like of 1, put it right over here. And then do exactly whatever you want. If you want to encase them in dirt, sure. Do it if you want. And then yeah. Oh yeah, here's a repeater, because repeater works, but the converter doesn't really. I don't know why for that one. So put a comparator here, and then build last command block. This is just a reset. Just do exactly what I do here, except for this one. Switch it with whatever score you use to like. So light, it's what makes the mobs have lightning on them, like shock them with lightning. What makes it shocks them off lightning. And just put it to 0. Set it to 0, because if you don't put it to 0, you gotta change everything else. And do at E, because you gotta do it with everything. If you don't do it with players, and then players accumulate a huge score of lightning, yeah, because it's not gonna be fun. So guys, that's really it. And let's go talk about the last thing I have. I call it overload. Now the overload glitch happens only while doing this, and it's not really a glitch. It's just the fault of the contraption and the fact that my redstone clock isn't very fast. Because if I use fast redstone clocks, it might not work properly. So let's go grab a wooden sword and for the M1, and let's go grab something that's fun. Let's say a horse. Now if I hit the horse, do this right now. As you can see here, watch. Here. Score. I think I have a scoreboard here. Yeah, there we go. Wait. Set W damage. So I can switch to W damage. As you can see, 0. Now if I hit the mob really quickly, a whole bunch of times, bam, 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 it doesn't overload? It's weird. It's not overloading. I don't know if it's a side effect, but I think it sometimes if you hit it really quickly, it'll accumulate. But for some reason, it's not working with this one. I want to show it though because it does happen. It happened to me before. So there we go. So I can do a horse. Start shocking mobs and start shocking the horse again. Oh wait, no way. So it still works. It's kind of a weird thing. It sometimes happens, and if you don't do it properly, you'll start glitching out your game. So as you can see here, it's not working right now because it's just a 0. Now if you do add -1, I think that's just gonna do -1. That's it. But I think it better work. But if you attempt to do it with yeah, the thing is that if you hit them multiple times and you're accumulating score, it's gonna be dumb because it's not gonna work properly. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Really, guys. Bye. Bye.